Guys, I don't know if I'm like a perfectionist or what, but I filmed this video like 3 times and I haven't liked it. I've been like starting to record the video and I don't like it. So here we are again. This is take number 4. Sorry I didn't give you guys the Real Madrid Barcelona reaction. I do apologize about that. I've had a lot of stuff going on in my life. I know that you guys view people that do content creation online as that we get off the couch for 5 hours, we sit here and talk, and then we sit there and watch TV all day. Unfortunately, that is not my life. I've been having a lot going on. Everything is okay, but you guys know life is life. Very blessed to do what I do, and I want to say thank you to all you guys who watch the channel. I'm sorry I didn't get the reaction up for the other 2 games. This is going to be all about the Champions League, and before we get into anything in the video in terms of predictions, we're just going to be going over our first leg, but I want to give you guys like clear thoughts that I have from watching some games recently, and just give you guys maybe biases so you guys can understand my opinion, okay? I think that's important to like set the stage for some of these predictions I'm going to give, okay? Me personally, guys, I'm going to tell you this. From watching all of the football recently, I got in some argument with somebody yesterday because they were looking at me like, bro, PSG in the final, are you crazy? PSG sucked in the beginning of the season. I was like, bro. He's like, do you watch football? I'm like, what do you mean, bro? What do you mean? Are you watching the recent football? Because that's all that matters. Look, fact of the matter is, Barcelona for me are the best team in the world right now. Whether or not that's going to translate to this trophy, I don't know. Barcelona, though, the way they're playing football, they look ruthless. I'm watching Real Betis, who's a very solid team over the weekend. They can't even build out at all. They're struggling to build out. I'm like, wow, Barcelona's press is crazy. Midfield is crazy. Defense is more than good enough. Coaching is definitely there. An attack is ruthless at moments. They just look a little fatigued. They drop points. And for me, I'm struggling to see any team on the right side of the bracket beat Barcelona to the final. Now, whatever happens in the final is a final. And there's one team for me that if they do get to the final, I'm nervous about. Two, actually, PSG and Real Madrid. I mean, Real Madrid, for me, they're playing not even close to as good as Barcelona this season. The La Liga race is only 4 points still, and, they're both competing in a Copa del Rey final and potentially a Champions League final. So Real Madrid, for how they have played this season, I think are overachieving, to be honest, with how close everything is. And we look at the other side, PSG for me, that's going to be Real Madrid's craziest challenge, right? Can they actually get to the final? Because PSG are playing another level. They look like they're playing complete total football as a squad. They play very beautiful. So a PSG Barca final for a football enthusiast, I mean, to watch that football, to watch those two midfields, it's going to be wild if it does happen. And look, if we get to a final where Real Madrid does make it to the final, I'm going to be honest with you guys, even as good as Barcelona have been, because of the one-leg fixture and the Champions League, standard for Real Madrid, I'm probably going to slightly feel like I think Real Madrid's going to win because I've seen this team get through the finish line so many times. But look, let's be honest with everybody right now. Real Madrid for me, guys, they've been a little disappointing, like just overall. I feel like they're keeping every game too close. They're not really playing that well. And there's only at this point in time, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. There's only three teams I'm taking serious to win this competition. So you guys understand that. It's PSG, it's Real Madrid, and it's Barcelona. So let's just establish that. I don't think any other team can win this competition this year. I can't wait to make an edit of this when that doesn't happen. That's going to be great for views. And I promise I'm not clip farming, but that's my feeling right now. That's my feeling. Let's get into some predictions, guys. Let's start with Real Madrid and Arsenal. This is why I don't predict Champions League matches too far in advance, because we could have got to this point where Real Madrid had 2 injuries, and, we do have a situation where Arsenal's best player, which is Saka, is just coming back into the lineup right now, which is, yes, it's going to help them, but is he going to be as good in form as he was? No, it's impossible. It takes weeks, tons of match minutes to get back up to play. So, is his impact going to be as crazy? I don't think so, but he is a fantastic player. I think he's very good, and he will definitely help them. Now, Real Madrid have the players to make the difference in this one. Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, and look, as stinky as Real Madrid play all season at moments, they have moments where they go crazy, and they have, for me, the best player in the world, which is Kylian Mbappe. I still think he's the best player in the world. When he's on, he's unguardable, he's undefendable, and he's a player that, for me, can carry a team to a final, which is really important. Really important. Players like Vinny Jr., Valverde, can really, contribute as well when they're on their day. Valverde definitely more consistent than Vinny Jr. This is a team that, look, for me, it's going to be hard to predict Arsenal going through against Real Madrid. But what I will say is this. Real Madrid have lost to worse teams than Arsenal this year. Real Madrid are keeping every match way too close. So this outcome of this game is going to depend on Real Madrid's urgency. Now, Arsenal, for me, have the death sentence in this one because they will be going away in the second leg, which is a crazy advantage when you're Real Madrid to host the second leg. We look at what happened with Atletico Madrid, in Real Madrid. Real Madrid literally almost lost that game, and that's how important it is to have home advantage in a second leg. So I will just say that much, guys. When the crowd is behind you, it's a different level. So Arsenal start off with the Emirates. I think I'm going to go with 1-1 here. If we just take a look, at, kind of the lineups and how we're looking here, I think 1-1 is fair. I mean, I think Arsenal have the players to, again, do what they're doing, which is keep the game close. I feel like Arsenal, form-wise, have slowed down, but you have a lot of players on this squad that made it to a Champions League quarterfinal last year, where Bayern Munich hardly ran away with that game, and then, to be honest, went to the last minute with Real Madrid. So it was a very good Bayern Munich team. You do have a lot of players from that squad. You're still rocking Marino at striker. So, guys, there's a lot, as many things as I can say about Real Madrid, which, is a lot. There's a lot of things I can also say about Arsenal that they are currently missing. There's situations there that are not as ideal, and I think this one is going to go down to the wire. I think Real Madrid will end up, I'm not going to do second leg predictions, but just to give you a little preview before we, I guess, react to what happens in this one, I think Real Madrid will just barely, go through this one. I think they will probably win by like a goal. Maybe it's one of those times that Mbappe and Vinny goes crazy and, they're up like 4-0 and everybody's like, shut up, we're the best club in the world. And they are the best club in the world, Real Madrid, all time. But I'm just saying, off the eye test, what I've seen from Real Madrid, this one is going to be close. It's going to be a 1-1. I think people will get overreactionary, and there's no need for that. I mean, Real Madrid have just been playing this way all season, just been getting enough done to get to the stage they need to, which is like winning by 1 goal. So that's what I see in this one. Whether or not that's going to happen, I don't know. I think it'll be 1-1. I think Arsenal will be okay with that. It sets them up for an opportunity. But what's that opportunity really? I mean, you're going to Real Madrid's second leg. It's going to be tough. Injuries are a huge part of why I don't make Champions League predictions, guys. A huge part. And the reason for that is you look at this, and Jamal Musiala, for me, the best catalyst of Bayern Munich's attack, is out. He got injured on the weekend, and that's a big deal. Thomas Muller, yes, I love this guy. Is he anywhere close to the way Musiala plays? Maybe 2 seasons ago, he's kind of there. Not anymore, right? But Musiala by far. They're missing Upamecano as well, I believe, who has been very good. He's been figuring it out there. Look, we look at Inter Milan. For me, this is a team that is probably pretty hungry to show everybody that, don't count them out. They're cooking in Serie A. They've choked last year for me. For me, Inter Milan was a top 2 Champions League team last year, and they went out to Atletico Madrid. They just played terrible. And, then we look at the final versus Man City, where as good as that Man City team was, Inter Milan played pretty well. So, they could have made a run there at some point. They missed a chance at the end. So, I think Inter Milan will end up going through in this 2-leg. It's just the way I see it. But let's see how the first leg goes. I think this at the Allianz Arena will be very close. Not an easy place to play. I think Bayern will be hungry to make something happen. It's going to be hard for any team to go here and get a result. I think Inter Milan is going to win 2-1. I'm picking Inter Milan to go 2-1 in this game. I think players like Barella, Çalhanoğlu, DeMarco, Bastoni, leaders that have been there for a while and really great players are going to make the difference in this one. I think they'll be hungry to get this one done. My only worry with this game, if you've watched any Bayern Munich games recently, Kimmich is in some of the best form of his life, and Goretzka's been like regened, right? So the big matchup in this game, is that can Bayern Munich and can Inter Milan's midfield, can they handle the form that Bayern Munich's midfield is in? That is going to be the kind of like the I guess the matchup to watch in this one, and that's going to be the one that I'm watching. But let's say 2-1 to Inter Milan. Okay, guys, so this is like a little bit of an annoying one, right? Because on paper this season, you could predict this 2-leg of Barcelona-Dortmund to genuinely go like 7-1 Barcelona. But the thing is, Dortmund have slowly become this team, and they've been for a while, but in the recent few years, a team that they're getting it done in the Champions League. They're just overachieving in the Champions League. They're playing horrible in the league this year. But, we're finding them in the Champions League. They're doing enough at moments. So, look, this is going to be a tough game to predict. Am I going against Barcelona? No. Are you guys crazy? Are you guys crazy for me to go, against Barcelona? You must you must be crazy. So I'm going to be saying I think Barcelona, guys. I think Barcelona will win this matchup. I'd be really surprised if it didn't go that way. I think Barcelona probably will take this one. What should I say? I think it's tough to not give Dortmund a goal. I think Dortmund will get a goal with the style Barcelona's playing. I think Barca will get off to a really strong start. I'm going to go 3-1. I don't have too much to say about this game. Barcelona, for me, this is, a bit of a gift that they're seeing Dortmund in the first leg. Sorry, in this round. I just think Dortmund are if you watch the football, they're a level below this team. And Barcelona, look, like for me, in the recent form, the way they've been playing, they're coming out hungry every single game, and they're doing enough to get it done. I think 3-1. I like 3-1. I like 3-1. I think they'll probably let up a goal. Um, but 3-1. I don't for this one I just don't have too many thoughts on, guys. It's pretty straightforward to me. The next game is a little bit more interesting. So yeah, PSG Aston Villa, and guys, PSG, they had a really nice comeback in the cup the other day. I got to say this, Aston Villa is playing very, 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 very well. Like very well. Um very well. So what's going to happen here? Well, that's a question mark within itself. This is going to be probably, out of all the games that we have in the quarterfinals, I think this is going to be the most surprising game. Um, I think PSG are going to be home first leg, away second leg. They did the same with Liverpool. They know how they finish in the table. That's kind of what's happened. Villa's finished higher than them in the table. Let's all remember that Villa have played well in the Champions League. Villa are getting results in the league, right? So Villa. And the squad that Villa has as well. If you take a look at the squad, I don't even think they're giving us predicted lineups. Villa have a very, very, very deep squad, that they're using. They have a lot of players, so they're not going to be shorthanded for this one. If PSG advance in this matchup, I don't think it's going to be by more than like one goal, because something about Emery, something about this Villa team to me is hurting my head, because every time I want to sit here and say, definitively that PSG is going to go through here, I'm struggling to say that, as good as PSG have been, because I think Villa are just really annoying. Like, they're like a pest. And to be honest, in terms of current form, I have liked way more what I've seen from Villa than Liverpool. If you were to have Liverpool play against Forest right now, I don't know if they would win. If you had Liverpool play against Brighton, I don't know if Liverpool would win three goals. The fact of the matter is, we look at PSG, Liverpool. PSG probably should have won way more than they won. Liverpool was like, just let it go, bro. It's over. They were hanging on by like a thread. So I think Aston Villa will play this team a little better. I still think PSG are going to go through, and I think PSG will do enough at home to get the advantage. So I'm going to go and say PSG 2-1 at home in this first leg. But don't be surprised, man. Don't be surprised in the second leg. All right, if this comes down to it's a draw and PSG's ending up trying to just keep the ball in the midfield and park the bus, because I think Villa's going to play this matchup really close. So let's say final scores, we're going to say Arsenal, Real Madrid 1-1. We're going to say Inter, Bayern 2-1. We are going to say Barcelona 3-1 against Dortmund, and PSG, we're going to say 2-1 against Villa. But these are some great quarterfinals, guys. Don't get it twisted. I think it's going to be very exciting to watch for all of us. And this all starts tomorrow. So let me know your predictions down below, guys. And thanks for watching another prediction video. Peace.